Hi everyone. As we all know, Government of India is considering to privatize approx 30 plus airports across India in the next couple of years, out of which last year they have already allotted 6 big airports to one private player. As maintenance of airports require huge amount of investment into infrastructure, which government is not in the position to fund right now, they have decided to auction it under PPP model, which is public-private partnership model. The basic objective of PPP model is that we can expect a better quality of infrastructure and also a better quality of service, which will make our Indian airports compatible to world-class airports like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, etc. So what was the issue in privatizing these airports? So one of the major conspiracies which was into the news last year was that one company got all the 6 airports which are auctioned, that is Adani. We'll not look into this conspiracy right now as it is altogether a different story. But the concern here is that government is taking the airports from the control of Airport Authority of India, and primarily the airports being auctioned are the tier 1 airports, which are the only profit making airports across the country. So who will operate the tier 2 airports or the small city airports, which are usually loss making? It would be left with the Airport Authority of India to operate, which would in turn result into the operational efficiency being compromised for the Airport Authority of India. And if you give the power of pricing to private players, which according to these PPP models, we are leasing the airports for 50 years to a private player, it then would in turn squeeze the customers to gain the most revenue out of it. As a part of the revenue sharing model, government will also get benefited out of this, but who will have to bear this burden at the last is the customer. In order to resolve such concerns, Government of India came up with two attractive proposals, which was then forwarded to a committee for its evaluation. So, first proposal was to merge or group number of airports which would consist of profit making and loss making both, and auction it all together in a single bid, which was rejected by the committee, citing that this would in turn discourage the private players from participating into the auction process, and in turn it would result into the loss of government. The proposal which was put up by the Government of India was that to cap the number of airports which single player can bid for in a single auction. If they want to bid for another airports, they need to wait for another auction, which in turn would reduce the competitiveness of the bidding process, which would in turn result in the loss of government itself, as they won't get the desired rates. As currently there are only 3 players into the market: GVK, GMR and Adani, out of which GVK has already discontinued its airport operations. So we are left with only 2 large players. So if we cap the number of airports with these 2 players can bid, this would in turn result into government's revenue loss itself. So as now both the proposals set up by the Government of India is rejected by the committee, government is all set to launch its next set of airports for auction. So as both the proposals put up by Government of India is rejected by the committee, now government is all set to put up new airports on auction. And if we rely on various business articles, Adani will soon bag the tag of largest and dominant airport operators in India. Thanks for watching the video. If you like to get frequently such news analysis, then please subscribe to my channel.